Welcome to Syria. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 10 things to do here in the beautiful city of Damascus. You probably wouldn't guess this, but I'm actually inside of a mosque in the middle of the city, and all you can hear are the sounds of birds. My tour guide, Ayub, has given me a very special tour that has brought me inside here where nobody else is around, besides a couple kids that snuck in. Everyone else is on this side. And so guys, in today's video, me and Ayub, who I'm going to introduce you to in just a moment, are going to be sharing with you the best things that you'll want to do when you're in Damascus. And let me just tell you, we spent a lot of time exploring this, especially Ayub because he lives here, and we have a lot of really cool things in store for you. Damascus is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, with history dating back over 11,000 years. Damascus has a population of approximately 2.5 million people in the greater Damascus area, making it a truly historic city like no other. In the last decade or so, there has been major devastation and destruction across the country of Syria. But fortunately for the locals, much of the inner city of Damascus was not heavily affected by the war, so there are still many things that you can do when visiting Damascus. One thing we'll say is if you are looking to learn more about Damascus and what life is like, make sure you check out the video on my main channel where we have a more detailed video of what it's like to travel there in 2024, whereas today's video is going to focus solely on things you can do inside of Damascus. Let's jump right in. Number 1 on the list is to visit the old town of Damascus, which is one of the coolest old towns I have ever seen. You can feel the history in so many ways as you walk around, and the streets are lined with souks surrounding one of the most picturesque places I've seen in the Middle East. We can make a really nice atway with this. As this thing is like chewy on the inside, all like the fresh bread. The area is filled with shops, a ton of life, many locals hanging out, different types of street foods to taste, markets to buy souvenirs, and so much more. All of it is what makes the old town of Damascus a lesser known gem, but a great place to visit. Number 2 on the list is to try the best shawarma in Damascus at El Burj. I have tried many shawarmas around the world, but nothing has compared to the tastiness of a shawarma from here. Look at this, we have a massive thing of chicken right there. Look at that, a nice big thing of tuna right up top. That is incredible. The way they make the shawarma, dipping it in the grease that falls from the meat and then burning it into the bread wrap, is probably what makes it the best. It's so tasty, juicy, and worth trying out at least 2 of them while you're there. Truly, it's a mouth-watering experience that you will not want to miss. How did I end up in Syria in the first place? Well, about 13 months ago, my friend Ayub actually reached out to me on Instagram and offered to give me a tour around Syria. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty scared, so I didn't really think much about it. And then about 5 months ago, I was like, you know what? I really wanna make it to Syria. I've been to Lebanon so many times and it's literally like 2 hours away. So I was like, I'm gonna reach out to Ayub and see if we can do a trip.
The main point I focus on with tourism, it's to show the reality of the country. So some tours just doing about historical monuments and geography, but in my tours I'm trying to focus on the culture, on the hidden gems, what you should really see in Syria to build your own perspective about the country, because there is a lot of bad news about the country. So we need to show the bright side and the reality.
Shukran ya habibi. Number 3 on the list is to visit Nairabian Park. If you want to see Damascus from a viewpoint where you can see the whole city and get a better idea of how the city is laid out, I recommend visiting this park. It's a great spot to visit any time of the day, but based on the direction it's facing, sunrise might actually be the best time to visit.
So some people go to run in the Tishrin Park, the biggest one. They run here and enjoy a coffee or something in the morning.
Oh, that's great. Although we didn't visit at sunrise, we visited towards sunset, which was still a really cool time to be there. A lot of locals come here, walk around, and get some great exercise, and the park overall is just a great place to relax and appreciate the views, and even enjoy a cup of coffee with the kind locals you'll meet here. Number 4 on the list is to visit Bakdash Ice Cream, which is one of the oldest ice cream shops I think I have ever visited.
That is fresh ice cream right there. And this is considered to be the best in the whole city. We're gonna find out. That is really good.
Bakdash was founded in 1895, and what makes this ice cream shop so interesting is that they beat the ice cream with a strong hammer, which gives it a much different texture than traditional ice cream, almost a bit stringy when you pull it apart. They have a basic selection of ice creams, and they typically put pistachios on top as well, so make sure you treat yourself to this unique dessert experience, as this is one of those places that you cannot visit Damascus without trying Bakdash ice cream. Number 5 on the list is to visit the Al-Hamidiyah souk. Inside the souk, you're going to be able to find anything you could ever imagine. Whether you're looking to buy clothes, there are tons of options. If you want to buy sweets, there's actually a full market for it. And additionally, there are other historic places wrapped around the inside and outside of the souk. Essentially, everything you can imagine that someone could buy as a tangible product is absolutely going to be available inside this souk, and the prices are quite reasonable. Number 6 on the list is to visit the Umayyad Mosque. This mosque is one of the most important mosques in Islam, and it's considered to be one of the holiest mosques. The architecture, design, and attention to detail is absolutely stunning, and it was actually once a church. The interesting part about this place is that it absorbs the cultures of Christianity and Islam, keeping signs of both and a sight to hold on to.
I think the most amazing part is that we're inside of the city and there are no sounds of the city. It just drowns everything out.
The mosque dates back to 634 AD, and it houses the tomb of Saladin, a notable Muslim leader. It's a place that beautifully bridges the past and present, making it a must-see for anyone visiting the area. Number 7 on the list is to experience a traditional hotel stay inside the old city. Damascus has a handful of unique boutique hotels that offer a one-of-a-kind stay. Usually with your stay, they include an incredible breakfast in the morning, and it almost feels like you're living in a homestay, but actually it's a boutique style hotel. The one I stayed at is actually called Bike Bash Hotel, and another notable option that I toured is Beit Al-Wali.
I would like to thank all of you for supporting my new clothing brand Perception, which I recently launched, and it supports the ideology of changing perceptions of the world one country at a time. We have perception because when you walk out and see the world right there where the O is, you get to experience the world in a new way every time you put yourself out there. And so I've created a number of different items, one of them being the sweatshirt right here, as well as hoodies and t-shirts, both printed as well as blank, and you can check them out on my website, a link down in the description below. With every purchase, there's a percentage that goes back to communities and families in need all around the world, and I share those in videos for you guys to experience. So thank you so much. Back to the video.
Number 8 on the list is to visit the Hananiah Church in Old Damascus. This church dates back a long time, and according to some believers and historians, it is said to be one of the oldest churches in Damascus and is associated with Saint Ananias, who baptized Saul, who later became Paul the Apostle. The church's history is layered with underground sections that date back to when Damascus was at a lower level.
We are one floor down in the basement, as you guys saw, about 5 meters down. So Damascus is like built up on top.
On that time.
And later structures were built above it. It's a place where you can feel the deep historical roots and spiritual significance, making it truly a one-of-a-kind experience. Number 9 on the list is to visit the Ramadan market. The market is only active during Ramadan, hence the name. So if you're here during Ramadan, you can visit the market where they set up food stalls and have a huge area to watch soccer or football games. And there's a really lively atmosphere where the locals hang out, play games, talk with friends, and just stroll around the area.
Honey and pickles in the sauce there, and that's going well. Fia Jej.
Appetit.
Shukran. This is the best part.
There are even theme park areas for kids, and outside of Ramadan, this area hosts concerts and some other events, so it is worth checking out if you are here outside of the Ramadan time frame. Number 10 on the list is to experience a traditional hammam. In Damascus, you can visit a hammam where they take you through a full cleansing process. So how does this process work? First off, you head into the steam room, and after that you go through a series of stages to get you a thorough scrub, and that removes the top layer of skin, leaving you glowing and transforming you into a completely new person afterwards.
Oh yeah, it's a nice strong arm massage right now in the hammam. Put it in his elbows, oh, right on the spine there.
It is an invigorating experience, providing a perfect way to conclude your journey through this historic city.
That was legendary, my friends. Straight in here to the hammam process.
So my friends, that's where we're going to go ahead and end this 10 things to do video here in Damascus, Syria. This is just a small snippet of some of the things you can do inside of the city. Unfortunately, over the last couple of decades, Syria as a whole has been heavily affected from the war. And you can find out more on this video in my main YouTube channel, which will link below. And I just want to mention this trip would not have been possible without my awesome tour guide Ayub. So I will drop his contact information below in case you guys are thinking about doing a trip to Syria. You can reach out to him and have an awesome time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next Nomac Guides video.